Hey, out there, internet world. It's ya bearded brothers back with yet another sports podcast. I am, of course, the bearded brother Matt.
I'm not paying attention.
That would be the bearded brother Chris, who is also the handler of the channel mascot Loki, whom you can see on the shoulder there.
Cuddling there.
Yeah, he's cuddling and kind of like, nah, I don't really want to be on camera right now. I'll fly up and sit on the microphone later.
Probably not. We'll see.
Depends.
He's so picky.
It depends. He's picky. It depends. And we have quite a bit to go over this week. It's, again, this season is utter chaos.
Yeah, it's pretty chaotic, you know.
It makes no sense, and I'm not going to understand it, I think, at all. The more I think I know, the less I actually know about this season.
Pretty much.
Just when you think you've got a handle on everything, it all turns topsy-turvy again.
Pretty much.
Yeah. This has been one of the more interesting seasons in the NFL over the last several. Like, several others, by this point, most everything had been decided in terms of, like, playoff picture. I mean, there was still, like, who was going to be...
I think we still have a good amount of... I was going to say, we still have a good amount of what we're going to see, but unfortunately, it's just not what a lot of people wanted.
Yeah, well, I mean, like most of the time, most of the division races have shaken out. There's always a couple that go right down to the wire, but by this time last year, I think most of the division races had completely shaken out.
I would say about... I would argue technically half of them are pretty much going to end how you expect them to end. But
yeah, at this point, but there's still, like...
You feel they're pretty cemented.
What I meant was last year, it felt like all but like 2 or 3 of the divisions were done by this point. And this year, you got about half, 50-50, but there's still a couple of divisions that are up for grabs where you're like, I don't know.
Well, I don't know. I'd have to go through them, but I think most of them kind of already feel like they have pretty much what you expect to be the leader, but then maybe the second one is kind of like, hard to say.
And there's a couple that are like, this could go any way we want it to.
Yeah, I think there's like 2 or 3 of those.
The AFC North and the NFC North are both kind of like... The AFC...
Not sure I agree with that.
What do you mean? The NFC North is, let me see. Right now, Chicago leads, but you could get... Green Bay could win it, and Detroit still has a shot.
Honestly, that's why I'm saying I don't agree, because quite frankly, if you look at who's the quality of how those teams have been playing, it's pretty clear at this point who's going to end up on top.
I think it'll be Chicago, but Green Bay's been turning it on over the last couple of weeks, and I wouldn't be surprised.
They have, but...
If they could sustain that, they have a shot.
I just don't know if they can... Yeah, and they haven't been consistent, and while they've had a couple weeks, they're a team that can come on at the end, but I just don't... I do legitimately believe it might be too little, too late.
It might be, but the AFC North definitely...
I think they'll definitely take the second spot at this point. I mean, there's no... To me, I think it is definitely Packers, with the Lions trying to fight to stay in it.
Both the AFC and NFC South have really close races.
They do, but I think you still kind of have a pretty obvious 1 and 2s on both of those, or more than likely 1 and 2s. I think for the NFC South.
NFC South with actually, I think both teams currently have 8 wins.
Both teams 7.
7 wins? Yeah, both teams have 7 wins. One is like 7-4, and the other is 7-5, or something like that.
Yeah.
And then in the AFC South,
AFC
South, we have a tie.
Mm-hmm. That one's still kind of a weird one.
And they have a dark horse that's coming on strong here at the end, but it might be, again, too little too late.
Might be too little too late
for them. The AFC West is interesting. And so is now the NFC West, although I think that stumble isn't going to count for much, so it's more like who's going to be second in that division is more interesting
Yeah,
than
I think
who's
I
going
think
to win
again
that.
you still honestly I think you have 1, 2, and 3 in the NFC West pretty obviously. Like it's very clear those like if there is a division that ends up with only one, we know who's going to have the 3. So
Agreed, 100%.
because there's only one team in that division that's very clearly not going to make it.
Yes.
the the other 3 are all kind of punching at each other. There's 2 that are again, there are 2 that are pretty obviously ahead, but the third is still scrapping it out. You know?
Somehow,
Yeah.
despite
despite all of the fucking injuries,
losing a quarter of their roster to injuries, they're somehow still
and
in
free
it.
agency. Yep.
I
And
think
then,
at this point we just need to accept that Kyle Shanahan is a genius.
AFC West is, I mean, pretty much a 2-horse game at
Yeah.
this point.
That's what I meant.
And
And one of them is not the Chiefs.
No. Though they're coming on late, so maybe they can still make a push, but I'm not sure. Speaking of late pushes, AFC North is still kind of
That's what I
all
said.
over the place right
Yep.
now.
Yep. There are, to me, 3 legitimate teams that could all win that division.
Yeah, and based upon last week's, that one dark horse has a real shot at it if they play out the rest of their games real well.
I will not say that is incorrect.
Yeah.
And even in the NFC East,
The East has kind of closed up in a weird way, but I think you still have an obvious 1 and 2.
you do, but 1 is slipping hard and 2 is coming on strong.
Yeah, they're just going to end up flopping which one. I think there is a chance that the seeding of that does change.
Yeah. And I could see that happening because 1 is fading hard and 2 is like, we've got extra legs now.
Well, mostly from one player who's consistently played well for the last month and a half now at this point.
Actually, 2, in my opinion.
Yeah, but I predominantly put it on 1 because when
one
of their main
offensive
players got injured, he
1
stepped up
offensive and
huge.
1 defensive.
Yeah.
It's to me it's Pickett, obviously.
Yeah.
Or
Pickens.
Pickens.
It's Pickens. Yeah.
Pickens, yeah. Pickens and Williams.
Yeah.
When they got Quinn and Williams at the trade deadline, that totally revamped their front defense, and now they're decimating interior offensive lines.
I also feel bad for the Colts. You traded for a really good defensive player, only for him to be immediately injured the first game he plays for the rest of the season.
Did we finally get the report on that?
That's the rumor. I don't think it's an official report, but that's the rumor I've heard is that he's
So
he's gonna
moving
be done
into
for this
injuries, Sauce Gardner left the game.
season. Yeah.
That he played with an injury. They called it a calf injury.
Didn't look like one to me, by the way. Just to kind of point that out.
The way it looked, there was very little contact on it. It looked like he was pushing off something, and the way he couldn't put any weight on it at all, I'm going to go out on a limb, and the rumor is it's his Achilles. And
I think it's his Achilles. If you look at all of the other people who had their Achilles pop, it looked almost identical with the way he reacted.
almost 100%. It's almost 100% identical. So most of us think it's an Achilles, and I would think most of us would be right.
Yeah, we'll have to wait and find out. Still, there's still no official, as far as I can tell.
That is probably his, at least that is all of this season, and probably the
partial next season.
I would guess the beginning several games of next season before he's back.
Yeah, could be even the first half, depending on how bad it is. Yeah. Yep. Rough.
Very rough for the Colts. The Jets, or not the Jets, the Lions lost Amon-Ra St. Brown.
Oh, yeah, Amon-Ra, yep.
And immediately They are saying for this upcoming Thursday night game, he is carrying the designation of questionable. He has not been ruled out. Kirby Joseph has been ruled out.
No.
I think the most interesting piece of information that came out about the Lions, their former Pro Bowl center, Frank Ragnow, was going to unretire and play for them. And then in less than a week, in like 2 or 3 days, he failed the physical and will now not unretire.
Nice.
Oh well. Sorry, dude.
Maybe you should have worked a little harder if you were going to unretire.
Well, who knows what he actually failed the physical for.
Oh, true.
So, I don't want to put any words out there about that. But he failed the physical. He will not be playing for the Lions this season. That doesn't mean he won't unretire and try to play for them next season.
I would say the odds dictate that he probably just let himself go a little too much and didn't get back in shape in time.
There could be that. Yeah.
That's just my guess. That's the odds. That's not necessarily true. It could be he has an actual health issue that they have found maybe or something.
Or he has a nagging injury or something that, like, yeah.
No.
So, Justin Herbert broke his hand and had surgery.
Well, it was technically a finger, but yeah.
We also found out that Daniel Jones has a fractured fibula in his leg.
Still playing through it, just doesn't give a fuck. It's like, oh, okay.
That's the smaller backbone in your leg.
It is. It's not as crucial, but it is still like that's gotta be uncomfortable to play on.
That would explain why he hasn't run as much.
I was gonna say, unfortunately, I hate to be that guy. I do think the Colts are going to continue falling off because one of his primary purposes is when he can't find anybody open, he runs. Which is great for a dual threat quarterback. It's not great when your dual threat quarterback can't run.
I agree, 100%. And how is it that in one game, Treylon Burks has managed to produce better for the Washington Commanders than he did for 3 years on the Tennessee Titans?
Just feelings.
Did you see that catch?
I mean, that game in general was weird. I didn't get to watch most of it. I ended up just tuning onto my phone and going, because there was a certain point where I was like, this game's boring. I'm going to stop watching. And then I checked my phone and went, it was like 11 o'clock, and I'm like, how is this game still going?
Treylon Burks had a catch in there that was very reminiscent of OBJ's greatest catch we've ever seen.
Yeah.
That one-handed thing. He did one of those in the end zone and caught a touchdown. And you're just like, wow. What the did I just watch?
Yep. Oh, by the way, speaking of injuries, I'm thinking of another thing we didn't talk about is I think it was confirmed that Aaron Rodgers has multiple fractures in his left hand.
I believe so, yes. And he's still continuing to play through them.
Yeah, I think I would have, based upon what I saw last week, I'd advise him not to.
Based upon what I saw last week, I'd advise him to ride off into retirement at this point.
Be like, well, all right, I've now broken my hand. Like, dude, like somebody made a joke, but it's true. Like, dude fell down. His bones are breaking now. Like, he's glass now. Like, I'm sorry, he just.
Well, how long before he has to wear a Med Alert bracelet? And he has to hit the Med Alert bracelet. Help! I've fallen and I can't get up.
I can't get up. Yeah, I hate to be that guy. I think he has admitted that. I'm pretty sure that this is his last game. I don't remember if he did. I think he did, right?
He pretty much put it out. This is it.
Which makes sense. I mean, no offense. He still obviously has the will and drive, and he still has the obvious sparks once in a while where you can see it and go, oh, shit, there's Aaron Rodgers again. But there are games there's more bad games than good at this point.
His body just is not doing what he wants it to do. And I think
you can tell he's kind of fighting it a little bit.
Yeah, that's the problem. After all, if you look at guys that went that long, Brady was just I'm going to call him a freak of nature. But it's not really that.
He probably could have played more if he wanted to, but I think it was the right time to be like, well, things are starting to fall apart now. Probably time to go.
But he just he had this regimen once he got to New England about how he took care of himself and his diet and everything. It was insane when you
Listen,
hear about all of the weird crap he did to keep himself healthy.
I'm just gonna say this. I'm just gonna put it out there. There's a reason he got divorced after retiring.
Yes. Yes.
He seems like one of those very anal, on plan, on purpose people that like could get really frustrating to live with if you aren't in that same mindset.
I think that's why why they lasted as long as they did, is because he was gone a lot for his training.
Gone a lot, and I was gonna say even when he was in the off season, he probably was out training and doing things, and like rather than nitpicking about what his other half was doing, he was like, I can't deal with your stuff. I got my own shit I gotta deal with right now.
And then once that all ended, he started trying to intrude on things she had been doing for the entire marriage. That now
this is all alleged.
So
all alleged.
Yes, but I see it from the viewpoint of deployments with the military and coming home. It happens a lot with soldiers where the wife is now, you've been gone for over a year, and your spouse, your significant other, has been taking care of all the household stuff, and here you come back to tell them they're doing it wrong. Yeah. It ends up in fights, and it ends up in divorces way more than you would imagine. And it's because you can't come in and do that. They've been doing that, so you have to slowly ease your way back in. You can't be telling them that the way they're doing it is wrong because it's been working for over a year.
Yeah, it's in those cases, it's probably easier to try to approach it as more like, hey, I would prefer it if you did it this way if you could, rather than being like, no, bad. Which again, military training, right? You get probably suckered into doing certain things. I shouldn't say sucker, but you get taught to do things in a very specific way, and when things are not done those very specific ways, it can trigger that little thing in your brain that goes, ah!
Programmed is a very good word, and I still have issues with it where I have to be, like, sometimes I get it real bad where I have to be early to events. And if we're running behind, I'm freaking out.
I hate to be that guy, but that only gets exemplified because our family's like that in general. Especially mom, who also happened to be in the military. Shocker.
Gee, I wonder where that came from. But, no, I don't... There aren't many other injuries we can talk about.
Not that I can remember.
Not that I remember. No big ones that were memorable to me that made me go, oh.
Yeah. That guy's leg is broken.
They're...
We've gotten a couple of those this year.
Yeah.
Both arms and legs, in fact.
But yeah, we did see C.J. Stroud is back, obviously.
Yeah, looking okay.
All right.
I still think, weirdly enough, I think the offense in general looked kind of better under Mills, but we'll wait and see. Maybe that was just the rest of the team getting together, and now Stroud will be like, oh, I can slot in here just fine.
We'll see. I don't know how that'll fit, but yeah, there has been rumors that is now a thing that is being heard out of Houston is, well, maybe Mills. And it's like, guys, calm down. This is a guy who won 2 games the year he started.
All I'm going to say, yeah, but equally, quarterbacks can progress quite quickly even after a couple of games.
Yeah.
I don't know. If you were to ask me right now as a Vikings quarterback, would I rather have Davis Mills or J.J. McCarthy? I think I can tell you pretty definitively which one I'd rather have right now. Just saying.
I think it's the most Minnesota thing ever if we can fix every other quarterback that comes into our system and make them workable, but then the one we draft we can't get anything out of. There's something Minnesota about that.
Unfortunately, some people would call it the Minnesota curse. Let's be honest. That's what some people would call it.
The frozen north curse.
Yeah. I wish it was the frozen north curse. Wisconsin's not that far away, and they don't get fucking cursed.
No, all they do is draft generational quarterbacks.
Somehow. Well, I don't know. Jordan Love, I would not argue is generational, but still a very good quarterback.
I would rather have Jordan Love than J.J. McCarthy right now.
Well, no, yeah, exactly. I'm not gonna disagree with that either. I'm just saying that in comparison to Rodgers or Favre, he's still not even close to those levels. Could he
No,
be there?
no,
Maybe,
gods, no.
but I don't think he'll be
He's not a
ever.
Hall of Fame
That
quarterback, but he'll probably win at least one Super Bowl with them.
I would be shocked if they don't at some point win a Super Bowl. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's possible they don't, but I would be a little shocked by it.
I would be too. I would be too. But no, I just, yeah, it's weird. All right. Games.
Okay.
Let's get started talking about the games from this week. Week, I believe, 13.
It is week 13, correct?
Uh,
Or it was week 13, I should say.
week 13. And we start on Thanksgiving.
Mm-hmm.
Packers and Lions. Packers go into Ford Field and beat the Lions. This wasn't a great game for the Lions. And
I'll just be the first to say it. Dan Campbell is starting to trip over his own nuts.
yeah, and their defense has definitely not looked as good recently.
Nope. Don't know why.
Don't know why. Something is not right with that defense. It isn't as good as it was even at the beginning of the season. They did not get any sacks this game. Their offensive line is looking shaky.
They have been. It's just been continuously getting worse.
Yeah, and it's been harder for them to get Sonic and Knuckles going. Yeah,
For some reason.
there's something not right with Detroit this year, and they're starting to fall off. Hopefully they can get it together for next year, because I really don't want to see them go back to old Detroit.
Yeah. Yeah. It's I don't think mentality wise they will, but they're already a lot of people are saying that their talent window is closing because their players are aging, and this isn't making that look better.
No, this is not making any of that look better, and I tend to agree. They aren't aged that much. The core isn't, outside of Goff,
No, but some of the like I was
Goff,
gonna say,
St.
Goff
Brown, and some of the
St.
offensive
Brown, yeah.
line. Yeah.
Yeah, mostly offensive line, and then you get the defense, and there's honestly you look at that defense on paper, and there's no excuse for that behavior. I have no idea what's going on there.
No, I don't either. Maybe they need a new defensive coordinator because whoever they hired just isn't that great.
Maybe.
I don't know. But yeah, I came away from that game going, eh. I don't think that was so much as a great win by Green Bay as it was just Detroit playing like butt.
Yeah. Like honestly, when I look at the player scores and stats and everything, I'm just go, well, I mean, the Packers played well. They just didn't play as badly as the Lions did, and that's really what it was. And it played worse.
Then we have the Chiefs visiting Jerry World and playing the Cowboys.
Yeah, that was a game.
That was a game, and again, George Pickens is a man amongst boys.
At least this year he is. I don't know where this was for the last year or the year before that when he was with the
jumped a
Steelers.
grown human being.
Yeah, I don't know why he's all of a sudden playing like he's one of the best wide receivers in football, but
Apparently, he has become
mean,
one of the best wide receivers in football over the last
he decided
6
he wanted
to 8
to,
weeks. He's just suddenly decided, I am unstoppable.
I am him now.
Yeah.
Have a good day.
Yeah. I think he's pushed CD Lamb to 2 on this team, which is that's wild to even say.
My biggest issue with Pickens too is that God, you roll in that attitude, man. Come on, please. My only complaint.
Yeah. And then we had the Bengals and the Ravens. Welcome back, Joe Burrow. Burrow goes brrrr.
I was gonna say it was within the first quarter. I think I texted you. I was just like, "Yeah, this is a night and day difference from what this team is with or without Joe Burrow." And that's one thing I will say. That's probably not a good thing. That's probably not good that your entire team runs. And I mean, even defense. Their defense played better with having Joe Burrow on the field. Try to make that make sense to me. I have no idea, but I
don't know. It's the Burrow effect. Because their offense is playing better their offense is playing better and keeping the ball longer, and so therefore the defense doesn't get as tired. So,
Well, yeah.
and then
I
it's
also think
also
it's a
the
leadership
offense
quality,
is
right?
scoring, so you get that boost of like, yeah, we can do this.
Well, again, like it's kind of the idea that your QB is your general, even though he's not on the field at the time. I think having your general back is like, oh hell yeah, it's very motivating. And then you take that win, and well, guess what? Now you're even more motivated. Look, we got to win. We got our joke. We got our general back. We got our win, and that those emotions can easily carry you into another win, into another win, into another win.
Yep.
But the problem is if they when they run into a loss, that could be very deflating for a team that's barely
Yes.
propped up. So we'll see how that goes.
We will. We will. Very
But it
happy to
was
see
still an
Burrow
impressive
back, though.
game.
He played very well.
Yeah.
He had
The
to play
first
with
couple of drives, you could
apparently he
tell
had
it
a
took him a little
plate.
bit.
He had a plate in his shoe. Apparently,
Nice. Didn't seem to affect him much.
didn't seem to affect him at all.
Like only the first couple of drives did I go, yeah, it looked a little wonky. But then by the second half, I was just like, no, he's back.
He's
That
back.
didn't
It's
take long.
okay. Yep, we're good. Joe Burrow.
Just yeah, pretty much it's Joe Burrow.
Niners and Browns.
This game
Niners,
pretty much went
or
the way I
not
expected
Niners
it
and
to.
Browns. Pardon. Bears and Eagles, because they played on Black
Bears.
Friday.
Oh, true.
Bears and
Bears
Eagles.
was-
Bears went to Philadelphia and beat the Eagles.
Yeah.
The Bears are now, or were for a little bit, I think they still are, the top team in the NFC now.
They are the top. They are currently the top team in the AFC. Yes.
If you'd have told me that they would be the top team in the NFC this season when the season began, I'd
Yeah.
have said no, not this year.
If you would have told me that they would have gotten nearly 300 yards rushing and 4 touchdowns on the ground, I would have also told you you're insane.
Yeah,
Dude,
I
that
don't.
tandem, I don't know what the fuck happened, but that was
I don't know
man-
what Philadelphia's defense was doing, but apparently stopping the run was not on their scorecard.
No. I mean, I knew Swift was pretty good, but that other guy, I cannot even pronounce his
Monongai
names. Yeah, dude,
from
had a
Rutgers, I think.
monster game. Had a monster game.
I think he's from Rutgers, yeah.
Jeez. Yeah.
Let's just hope he doesn't go the way of the last really good Rutgers running back.
One good season, then immediately is done.
No, he didn't have one good season. He had several good seasons, but did
Was it several?
smack.
Okay.
He smacked his fiance in a hotel elevator.
That one. Okay.
That
that's not
one.
what I was thinking of. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Fair. That's fair.
yeah. And even though she came out and said that she attacked him first, his career
It was
done.
too little too late by the
Yeah.
time he said, yeah.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
it was already at that point 6 months later, if I remember right, and it was already the damage was done.
The
at that
damage
point.
was already done at that point. But yes, moving on. Niners and Browns. The Niners. It's weird when you look at the stats because the Browns'
Yeah.
stats are not bad. They
Oh,
just
but that score is.
yeah, they just couldn't put the ball in the end zone.
I think that is a classic sign of. I won't say bad QB, but definitely rough QB play.
Yeah, but the QB play doesn't look terrible when you look at the stats.
When you look at the stats, but when you watch the game,
When you
I
watch the
saw
game, you go,
a lot of
ugh. Yeah.
I saw a lot of dump off passes. I saw at least 3 obvious wide open receivers that would have been a touchdown that he just completely overthrew.
Yep. But again,
So-
he's a rookie, and this is like his third start.
Yeah.
So
So that's what I'm saying. I'm not being overly critical. I'm just being honest. Like my biggest concern, honestly, was most of his completions were a lot of dump off passes, a lot of side stuff. They didn't really want him pushing the ball down the field. And when he did try to push the ball down the field, they were overthrows. So I'm concerned about that part.
and then there
as
was
well.
also Judy dropped a lot of passes.
Yes.
Yeah. He looked
That-
like he
that
had
did also
stone
happen.
hands.
Yeah.
Also, there was a kerfluffle after the game, once again involving Jawan Jennings.
Shocker.
Apparently, one of the defensive tackles on the team literally called him I believe to the media, called him a bitch or a pussy or something in the media because he says, look, I'm not going to say what he said, but it ain't appropriate to be saying to anybody on the field. And then he wants to do that and then go run behind his offensive line. I want everybody to know he's a little punk.
Yeah.
And now he actually said, I understand why somebody smacked him in the nuts.
Yeah, somebody said that. Yeah, yeah.
I was like, holy shit.
Yeah.
And then, other piece of Browns news that just came out today, the Browns are truly desperate. They have activated Deshaun Watson, and he is cleared to return to practice.
All I'm going to ask about that is, at what point do they realize they've lost their money? Let them go.
I don't know.
You're not getting your money out of that. You're just
No.
not. Just let
Even
it go.
if he comes back this year and looks good and then plays good next year, you've lost all your money on that deal.
Yeah, just let it go.
Let it go.
Let it go.
Let it go.
Yeah.
Then we've got the Jags and the Titans. The Jags went to Tennessee and put a thumping on them.
I mean, to be fair, it is the Titans.
It is the Titans.
Yeah.
But they did come out and win 25-3. And, yeah, you know, I'm not going to say they looked good.
I don't think the Titans even had bad stats, really. I think they played okay, but it's just, you can obviously tell it's just, they have a lot of work to do still.
Yes.
It is what it
yes,
is.
they do. And the Jags still don't know what the Jags are.
You would look at that scoreline and argue that they should, but they really don't.
They still don't. Because I'll guarantee you that they're going to face another team and they're going to take a shit. They're going to shit on the field for no reason. Yeah. But that put them into a tie because the Texans went to Indianapolis and defeated the Colts. And once again,
some shenanigans may have happened there.
there were some shenanigans there. Just a few. Some phantom flags.
They happen, unfortunately.
Yeah. Literally, there was at least one PI call where I went, boy, the refs are fucking the Colts.
Yeah, I mean, by the end of the game, though, like, the Colts had an opportunity and they just didn't take it.
They petered out, yeah. And JT, again, didn't look great.
I saw a fun stat. When JT scores a touchdown, they have an 80% chance of winning the game. When he doesn't score,
yeah, there you go.
So if you see JT not scoring touchdowns, start worrying.
Yep. Especially if you're a Colts fan.
That's what I meant, yeah. If you're a Colts fan, if you have
New
to score a
Orleans,
touchdown by the time you're in the fourth quarter, you're in a bad time.
New Orleans went into Miami and got thumped. Sort of. Not real bad.
Actually, no. If you looked at their stats, I mean, they played actually pretty well. Like, honestly, if you looked at what happened, if you're a Saints fan, you have to be honest and just look at it and go, you know, Tyler Shook looks actually pretty decent. Maybe we don't need to get a quarterback. You know, we got some pieces that look good. We just build around those pieces, and maybe we'll have something successful.
Maybe we look at getting some defensive guys. You know,
I'd say offensive line to give Shook a little bit more time in that.
Because they've got two tackles that I really like. Building out the interior of that line, center.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah. I would say that's not a bad idea.
Yeah, maybe get another running back that's not old.
Yeah, unfortunately, he's starting to get up there.
To be that guy, but you might need to start dual tandem backs there for a little bit.
Yep.
Welcome, little bird. Welcome.
Moving along, we've got the Falcons at the Jets.
That was a game that happened.
It was, and the Jets won somehow. I don't understand it. The Falcons are probably going to look. If this isn't the indictment of Raheem Morris, then I don't know what is.
I mean, to be fair, they don't have their starter. I mean, come on, we gotta give them a little bit of a break. Just a little bit,
especially not defensively.
Listen, if they have Penix, they might have a better chance at winning that game.
Maybe.
I'm just saying.
But here's the problem. You shouldn't be getting into a shootout with the Jets, especially when they don't have Garrett Wilson on the field.
No, I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm just simply saying that the Falcons are a shit organization. Let's not put all the blame on the coach.
Then we've got to move to the game that made me cry.
Do we have to?
Yeah, we've got
Can
to.
we just pretend it didn't happen and move on? Because that's what obviously the Vikings did.
Vikings that did not show up for this game at all. Vikings go to Seattle and forget to pack offense. And their offense was truly offensive.
It was. I actually had to stop watching. I was just like, I can't watch this.
I did too. I turned it off. I was like, I'm done. Brosmer started, and we had hopes at least a little bit, and he threw 4 interceptions. One of them, I went, no, don't throw. Just take the sack. Don't
right
throw.
away, we were all saying it because I right away went when that happened. I was like, we're not kicking the field goal. Are we really not going to kick the field goal? We're not going to just take the points that we can get? Okay. You want our rookie to run a 4th and 1 in the red zone. Oh, fuck. Something bad's going to happen. And something worse happened.
I was like, he's probably going to get sacked. But then he tried to make a play and flip the ball. I don't know who he was trying to get it to, but he hit the defender in the chest. You could not have thrown it more perfectly to him, who immediately went, thank you for this. I'm going to go 90 yards the other direction and score.
Direction, yeah.
And I immediately went that's a rookie mistake because rookies want to make things happen rather than just taking the sack.
I was gonna say, don't get me wrong. He's obviously a rookie. He's obviously still needs time to grow, but fucking hell, that was bad.
That game was atrocious, and as I told Chris, the Max Brosmer experiment was successful in making me want J.J. McCarthy back.
The amount of people that this was a fun experiment that I did. I actually asked a couple people before the game, people that I know, and I actually asked them straight up that they were Vikings fans, and I asked, "Do you think Max Brosmer will truly and honestly make a QB competition out of this?" Truly, every single one of them said yes. And all I was thinking, even though I posed that question, that's why I posed that question last week, by the way. I truly didn't believe it. I was like, you guys are off in La La Land. I hate to be that guy. I don't think it's going to happen. Is it possible? Was it possible? Yeah. But I look at that team and I went, there's no fucking way that happens. And there's a little bit about me that feels vindicated that I was right, but at the same time, I wish I was fucking wrong.
So, Vikings lose 26-0 as their quarterback they had last year comes out and thwacks them in the face with his dick.
To be fair, we actually did put a shit ton of pressure on him early.
Yeah, he wasn't the reason they won.
So tired.
Yeah, he wasn't the reason they won. His stats are pedestrian in that game.
It was actually their defense.
It was their defense that won them the game. Mm-hmm. Rams travel to Carolina. The Panthers are good.
I mean, they got 7 wins.
And they beat the Rams. The Rams had a chance right at the end of the game, and Stafford could not hold on to the football.
Although Stafford did break a record, congrats.
Most touchdown passes without throwing an interception, and then immediately threw an interception after breaking the record.
Immediate next fucking play.
Next play.
Hilarious. I was like, holy shit, Stafford. You could have made this like an untouchable record with the way you were playing, and then you have to go throw 2 picks in this game. Jeez,
3 total turnovers for Stafford in this game.
2 picks and a fumble, right?
2 picks and a fumble.
Yeah, I was like,
not precisely a great game. I expected the Rams to come in and easily thump the Panthers. The Panthers.
By the way, despite the 3 turnovers, the fact it was that close is.
Yes.
It's just crazy.
And Ted had a hell of a catch and touchdown.
That played well.
Yeah.
Well, he actually only had the 1 catch, actually.
Yeah, it was I think 41 yards for a touchdown or something.
I think it was 40. Yeah, it was 41 or 42, something like that.
Yeah.
But it was a great touchdown.
It was a great touchdown. The Cardinals go to Tampa Bay and get beat by the Bucks, but only by 3. How? I don't want to know anymore. Baker is, I think, a little hurt, and I think that's why they didn't beat him more.
I think, didn't they confirm that he has an issue with his
AC joint, I believe.
Shoulder AC joint? Yeah.
Yeah.
I think he's still playing kind of uncomfortably.
Yeah, a little bit. It looked like it a little in the game.
Yeah.
Raiders and Chargers, we all knew the end of this one, and we were right.
Despite the fucking broken finger in the very first quarter.
Despite Herbert going out and getting replaced by Lance.
For a whole drive, I think it was.
I think it was a whole drive. Herbert still wound up with the best stats.
It is what it is.
The Bills walk into Pittsburgh and step on the Steelers like ants.
The Bills. Why can't you be fucking consistent?
What are you?
That's all I think there's the meme for it, man.
What's
wrong with you? Yeah, exactly. Why can't you be normal?
Rodgers again. Rodgers looked like butt.
Yeah, he just had one of those really, really bad games.
This is one of those years again where I don't know if the Steelers are going to make the playoffs. If they do, they're probably one and done again, and Rodgers goes away.
But you're going to have another 500 season, baby. Let's go.
Then the Broncos travel to the nation's capital to take on the Washington Commanders and win it by a point in overtime. If that isn't the most Broncos season ever.
Dude, I'm telling you, they just play to their opponents and then barely win.
And then barely win. And the only reason they won, so in overtime, they got the ball first, they scored, they kicked the extra point. Washington moves down, scores, goes for 2 to win the game, and one of the D linemen goes, "Get that shit out of here!"
Yeah,
which is the only reason they won.
Yep.
If that doesn't encapsulate the Broncos season, I don't know what does.
Yeah, if you're a Broncos fan, you gotta be on heart medication, because I can only imagine how often you're just Jesus Christ, why can't you be normal?
Perna's gotta be on something at this point.
Dude, I think he's on life support. His heart can't take this shit. He's gotta have like a permanent oxygen chain strapped to his fucking chair.
And then we have the Monday night game, the Giants and the Patriots, and I can't disagree with you. The Patriots defense was not playing to win the game, they were playing to hurt people.
That's what it looked like to me, Jesus Christ. Also, the fact the refs didn't call that helmet to helmet is absolute horseshit.
Oh yeah, I know the exact one you're talking about.
The argument I fucking heard about that was, well, he was an active player. It's a clean hit. No, that's not how that works.
That's not how that works at all.
Because he's a runner doesn't mean you can fucking smack him in the fucking head.
No. Jesus.
Fade off the fucking helmet.
Yeah, no, because it was that gang tackle where somebody had him around the ankles and the feet, and then the other guy came straight in with his helmet first. I was like,
yeah,
what the fuck was that?
Took paint right off the helmet, dude. Dude got an instant concussion. You could see it. It was instantaneous.
Oh,
and then it was obvious because he fumbled the ball. Which, by the way, I think we need to have a discussion about that shit as a ruling. By the way, if you concuss a player when he drops the ball, or as you concuss him when he drops the ball, I don't think that should be a fumble.
I don't think that should be a fumble either.
He can't control himself.
I don't think that should be a fumble either. I mean, the Patriots won, obviously, but
they were still going to, regardless of that. Yeah.
Yeah, but the way they played that game, they were out trying to hurt people. There was the questionable hit on Jackson Dart as he was headed out of bounds. One of the linebacker, I think he was a middle linebacker, came flying in out of nowhere.
Dude, he blew him
into oblivion.
Like, don't get me wrong.
The announcers were like, well, he was still in bounds, so it's a good hit. I was like, yeah, but he's headed out of bounds, and everybody knows
he's headed out of bounds. I realize he's still trying to stretch to get that first down. He wasn't going to get it. I get that. And I even get giving him a shove to get him out of bounds. I totally agree with that. But this guy wasn't going, I'm shoving you. He went, I'm going to throw us both fucking airborne doing this.
Like, and I was like, what the fuck was that?
That was so unnecessary.
So unnecessary. 100% stupid.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm just reminded about why we hate the Patriots. This is why.
Yup. Man. I really hope that defense got smacked by Vrabel.
I don't think so, but I certainly hope that one dude at bare minimum gets fined into oblivion.
Yes, I would like to see that too.
The fact that helmet to helmet like didn't get called, like, come on, you can't tell me that doesn't deserve a fine. Holy shit, that was insane. I saw that and turned off my TV because I was like, I'm not watching this.
Game balls?
Sure, we can do that.
You can start.
Devontae Adams had a really good game despite the loss. I'm going to give you a game ball. It's been a while.
George Pickens. You get another one, sir.
I gave him 2 in a row. I couldn't do it again.
I'll do it this week.
Panthers defense. You guys in general get a game ball. You guys played really fucking well.
Joe Burrow. Welcome back, game ball.
But I'm gonna give my last one. And it's gonna get split between 2 players. Running back 1, running back 2, for the Bears. Enjoy.
I will give my final one to Bijan Robinson, who, despite the loss, had
the only thing that looked good in that game.
He was the only player from the Falcons who looked like he cared.
Pretty much.
Although Pitts didn't have a horrible game. He had like 92 yards receiving.
Okay, but in comparison to what
Bijan No, in comparison to like 140 yards from Bijan, who was trying to carry the whole team.
Yeah.
All right, shower time.
Okay.
I'll start. Yeah. I'm gonna take the low-hanging fruit first. Max Brosmer. Showers. Go.
Funny, you say low-hanging fruit. I'm also going to take that. Adam Thielen. You're permanently in the showers now, my bad, aren't you?
Next piece of low-hanging fruit, Aaron Rodgers.
Oh, you bitch. He was all right. I'm going to be a little bit more aggressive on this one. It's only because I don't want to put him in the Inferno because it's one game, but I still think the Patriots defense should probably cool off because you obviously are way too heated.
Lions defense. Shower. I don't know what that was, but you guys need to wash the stink off.
That's fair. For my last one, what to pick? You know what? I think Matthew Stafford needs to stink off that game a little bit. Just get it off. It's one game. It's not a big deal, but it's one game. You do need to kind of shower that off.
All right. All righty. Ready to do the Inferno?
Yeah.
All right.
I was waiting for you to be like, I'm ready. I'm like,
Go ahead. You may start, sir.
All right. I'll start from my least hot to my most hot. So, least. Dan Campbell's in the second circle. I just going for some of those 4th downs and they're not working out for you. Maybe you need to dial back how often you're trying to do those 4th downs, my guy.
I agree. I put another duo. I put a duo in here.
Okay.
K and K, Kwesi and Kevin. You're only in the second. I'm not like saying they're going to lose their jobs or anything, but this has not been the season as advertised. And maybe there's something here, there's something further here.
Funny you say that, because my next one happens to also be KOC and Adolfo Mensa. I'll put them on my list at 4, because, quite frankly, I'm getting tired of watching this team already. And I realize it's 1 year, but holy shit, it's been a really bad fucking year. Also, throwing your QB under the bus, maybe not the best choice.
Maybe not. My next one is Mike Tomlin, 5th. I don't know if you're going to get fired or not. Look, your old school game is no longer translating to the NFL, and you're not adapting. You probably need to go away and study the new game just a little bit. But you won't be able to do that until they fire you.
All right. For my final one, we're doing the Raiders the Raiders front office. Words are hard. Raiders front office at fucking 8. Don't think you guys have any idea what you're doing.
Um,
I can't stop you, but I really want to.
Kevin Stefanski at 7th. Uh,
Ooh.
Here's why. I think he stopped caring. At this point,
I don't know.
I can't help but wonder if he's trying to get fired.
The problem is it's so hard to really say that because you look at how dysfunctional that offense is, and it's like, how much do you blame on him? You got injuries, you got 2 rookies in there, you got an older guy that wasn't really doing it, obviously. You have almost nobody for receivers at this point that seem like they want to catch the football anymore. Like,
Your job as
and
coach,
your
though,
running
is
game
to
and your
make
running
the
game is almost nothing. Like, your defense is still looking good and it's clear, but how much does he have a play in who's on the team? Like, I get the whole drafting thing, right? But how much say does he really have in comparison to the GM? So that's why
But
I would say
still,
you probably should add both GM and him on there if you're going to do that.
potentially.
Personally,
But
personal take,
I think
personal take.
Stefanski knows that he doesn't have pull with the GM, and he's literally trying to coach the team into the ground so he can get released.
Maybe it's hard to say. I mean, there's definitely moments where I'd be like, the offensive scheme he uses is good. They just can't make it work for whatever reason. That team can't make that scheme work. I don't know. Maybe you give him one more draft, but I mean, at some point, I can understand. Like, at what point do you stop saying one more draft? Like,
Yeah,
he's
because
been there for fucking what, 5 years, 6
more
years
than that,
now?
because he's
Like,
been there for Baker too.
yeah, that's true. He's been there. Well, it was the back end of Baker, to be fair, but yes. Because remember, Baker had Freddie Kitchens first, so
Yeah,
um,
but
so it
still,
was the
you
last
had
year that he
you had
Baker.
a
But
Baker,
yeah,
OBJ, Landry year,
yeah.
and you got nothing out of. You got one good year out
Well,
of them.
that was your good year out of that.
Yeah,
That
you
was
got a
one
good year out of that, and then you got nothing.
Yeah, yeah.
And then you had
I
one
mean,
miracle year with Joe Flacco.
Joe Flacco. Yeah.
You had a miracle year where your defense was so good that it didn't matter what happened on offense, and Flacco looked good.
I'd argue their defense is still really good for fuck's sake, but for whatever reason, they still can't make anything work with that offense.
No, and then you had to. I'm sure they approached you as the coach and asked if you could coach Deshaun Watson. So you had to.
I seriously doubt that. Actually, I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't think that happened at all.
Yeah, but why would
Knowing
they bring it?
knowing the Browns front office,
Yeah,
I would
true.
not.
There's potential there, but still, they're not going to kill the GM before they kill the coach. Or if they do, they're going to get rid
They
of him
should,
together.
because that GM's clearly garbage.
Agreed. But that's the last of the
cake.
Infernos. Potatoes?
Yeah, I mean those would be next.
Alrighty. I'll start the potatoes. Maybe, despite how bad it's been, this season is the wake-up call KOC needs.
I mean, I don't know. It's hard to say. If he still keeps wanting to throw JJ under the bus, so I don't know how much I believe it to be a wake up call. I would certainly hope that it is, but I'm concerned. I'll put it bluntly. I'm concerned he's losing the locker room, or potentially already has. If he has, that is incredibly hard to get back, even going into another season. And if we have another bad season, I promise you that Justin Jefferson will be demanding a trade if we have another bad season. There's just 100%. No way. So they better fix their shit fast. And I don't know if it's a wake up call or not, but either way, fix your shit somehow. Fix it, or I'm gonna be very mad.
There you go.
So that's all I gotta say about that. I don't know. Maybe, just maybe, JJ isn't as bad as we think he is. And that team is just fucking bad.
Maybe not, but I unfortunately think it starts with him.
I don't know. I'll say this: the team looks so much worse with Brosper in there in comparison.
It did, but again, I don't think we'd be having this discussion if we'd kept Darnold.
And that's where I'm gonna say I'm not sure I agree, because I was just about to bring that up. I think if we keep either Daniel Jones or Sam Darnold, I don't think we're gonna have that much of a difference. Would we have one more games? Sure. But it still wouldn't have been that miracle season. Everyone was being like, "Oh my God, we're going to playoffs where we might make a Super Bowl." No, I don't think that would have happened.
I think
This team looks too dysfunctional right now.
it does, and I think too many people rested on laurels and thought,
Yeah.
"Oh, we're getting some good linemen. We'll have time to set up throws and everything else," and it
Yeah.
hasn't happened.
Yeah, so much other things have fallen apart that I just don't know if I agree that those would they have been better. I mean, I would assume so, but I just feel like especially the running game, like Aaron Jones is not playing even half as good as he did last year. He's just not. I think, unfortunately, KOC's offense really only works when you have at least even a competent running game. You don't have to have a great one, just a competent one. And I can vehemently tell you that we do not have a competent running game.
We do not currently. I think in the draft we really need to be looking at that dude from Notre Dame because I think we'll be in a position to draft him, and I think that would be a primo grab for us, so we could have a bell cow running back, somebody that we can actually lean on to run the football and catch, because he can also catch the football, which I think KOC's offense relies a little bit more on.
Yeah, he does expect his running backs to be able to also swing out and catch some catches, yeah.
Yeah, so I think that would be really good for us. But that's, I still think it starts with JJ. I think we'd won more games with Darnold. I don't think it would be a great season, but it would certainly be better than what we're watching now.
Very possible.
Maybe the Bengals will make the playoffs.
I mean, I did discuss this last week. It is definitely possible. The numbers crunch. The numbers do crunch. The numbers are possible. I will still say it's unlikely, but man, I've been a Joe Burrow fan since he's come out of fucking LSU, all right? So I'm biased, and obviously I'm going to say the Bengals are absolutely making the playoffs, but realistically, I would say the odds are not super high.
Shooting a spicy one there for you.
All right. Here's one. Maybe. Just maybe. The league has woken up to remembering why we all fucking hate the Patriots.
Yeah. I think it's pretty obvious at this point. We
had 2 years away, and we finally remembered, oh, wait, that's right. Fuck these guys.
Yeah, they had one of those things where, like, they were bad for several years, 3-4 years, where they weren't like making playoffs and doing good things. And they started having losing records, and they got rid of Bill, and then they had the Gerard Mayo aberration.
The 1 year.
And then they brought in the guy they obviously wanted from the beginning.
Yeah.
And, Vrabel. And, yeah.
Within one season, he's completely turned this franchise around. Fucking insane.
Maybe. Drake May has the stupidest nickname in football.
What do they call him? I don't even know what it is.
Drake
I haven't
May.
heard this yet. I don't know what his nickname is.
Drake May.
Is his nickname Drake May?
Drake May.
His nickname is literally Drake May.
Yes.
I don't believe that for a second. There's no way somebody says that.
Yep. It's apparently
that
a
would
thing
be-
in New England now.
That makes no sense. I can't imagine that's not a nickname. That's just his name.
Drake May.
Said twice. Just said twice. It's just his name. It's just his name. It's not a nickname if it's just his fucking name. That's not how that works.
I think they're trying to put it together as one word. So Drake May.
I know, but it's still
Drake May.
It's still his name.
I know. That's why I said it's the dumbest nickname in football.
I don't even count it as a nickname. That's fucking stupid. People from Boston are retarded, I swear.
Jen
all right,
Alpha,
I
man.
think
What are you gonna do?
I think I got a better one, anyways. So I think we can all agree. I think we can widely, as a league, collectively agree. The Bears have gotten faster and better, faster than we thought they were going to be. We didn't think it was going to be this season. We thought maybe next season, but they definitely got way better, way faster than we thought. Maybe Ben Johnson wins Coach of the Year.
I think it's a 2-horse race, in my opinion.
Yeah.
It's a 2-horse race between Ben Johnson and Mike Vrabel.
I was going to say, yeah.
Those are the guys. You got to look at them and go, well,
But see,
maybe.
the difference, the only reason I give the edge to Ben Johnson is because he's never been a head coach before.
Nope. It's first
In
year.
comparison, Vrabel's done it before.
Yep.
So I was like,
But I mean, both of them have taken perennial franchises that for the past several years, the past several decades,
arguably one a little bit longer than
decades in the
other.
Bears' case, and turned them around. So it's hard to say that isn't a thing, you know?
I'd also argue they took a Bears team that I would say is worse on paper than even the Patriots team and made the Bears better.
I agree with that, 100%. You would not expect Kyle Monangai to suddenly be a beast.
Yeah, apparently they just need to run him as a dual back system now.
Apparently between him and Swift, we've got the new
I
Sonic and Knuckles.
was gonna say we got the Sonic and we have the poor Sonic and Knuckles, but now they're not poor. They're the real Sonic and Knuckles, almost like Oreos.
It's like Oreos.
If you know, you know the history of Oreos. They were not the original. Spoiler alert. They were the off-brand that became the name brand.
Yes, they were. I forget who the first sandwich cookie was, but
I forget the specific name of them too, but if I remember, they're specifically UK, and
Yeah.
they're exactly the same thing as Oreos.
Yep.
They came out with them first, like the cookie with the cream, like they just apparently
and now
for whatever
Oreos
reason,
want to
weren't as
put
good as Oreos.
everything in Oreos, including more Oreos.
I still don't get that Oreo flavored Oreos. What do you mean? That's just cookies and cream in Oreo form.
And I'm already eating Oreos. Fuck you.
I don't need more Oreo in my Oreo. That's not how that works.
That's like saying that you put extra Reese's in the Reese's.
Don't give them ideas. That probably will do it.
Considering they did the cookies and cream Reese's, and I was like,
That's what I'm
"Ugh."
saying, yeah. I was going to say, instead of having a Reese's flavored Oreo, we'll have an Oreo flavored Reese's.
We've already got one.
No, sorry, I meant to do that the other way around.
We've got that too.
I know, but it's not actually officially branded as a Reese's.
Actually, it is. They have an official
No, I meant
brand.
the Oreo flavored Reese's. I don't think
Yeah, it
there's
is.
an Oreo that's officially Reese's flavored. I know they have a peanut butter one, but I don't think it's officially.
No, they actually do have an official, because I worked
they
in a
know?
grocery chain.
Oh
Yep.
my god, they didn't for. I was gonna say they didn't. for a
No,
while,
the
dude.
peanut butter Oreos were not peanut butter they were not Reese's for a long time. But
Yeah.
then Nabisco, who kind of owns both, went, "Hey, maybe we should just put the Reese's thing on it."
Jesus.
It's more or less the same thing anyway.
Yeah. Jesus Christ! They finally did the thing that I.
Now all they need to do
hate
is cover it
Nabisco.
in chocolate.
They do that too.
Yeah, I know.
They already do that. They
Power
have a chocolate
rankings.
mint one that they do that with.
Power rankings.
Okay.
Okay. You can start.
At number 10, I have a team that I certainly did not expect to be putting on my list, and I have no idea how long they'll be here for. But I thought it was funny anyways. Welcome, Panthers. You're in my top 10 for the first time in a long time.
I seriously thought about putting them on here. Them. I thought about putting them on here, but I did not. They did not make my list, unfortunately. But they're just off it. However, at number 10, I have a team that was, for a little bit, number 1. It's the Colts. And if you keep slipping, you may not be on the list very much longer.
I'm gonna say they're low on my list too. They're still there, but they're low. I'm giving them the benefit of the doubt because they probably should have won that game. So I'm giving them just a little bit.
They should have won the game against the Chiefs, too.
I know, that's what I'm saying.
We keep saying, well, you probably should have won that, and yeah, they should have. They should have won the game against the Rams early in the season.
I'm just saying they finally have fallen down my list to the point where it's okay. You're pretty much one more game, and you're gonna get knocked off.
That's exactly where they are with me.
Like my bottom 3 are the ones that tend to be on rotation for. If you lose, you're probably falling off this list.
I have a little bit like that, but also my bottom 3 are teams that are like, I don't know if you belong here or not.
Yeah, pretty much. Speaking of, number 9, the Bills are back on my list, but just barely.
I have them a little higher up than you, but they're still in the bottom half of my list.
Yeah.
At number 9, the team that shares the tie with the Colts? Jacksonville is here?
I had them on my short list, but they didn't quite make it.
Duval? What are you? Currently tied for the AFC South champion, so welcome to the list.
Because that means a lot right now. Number 8, I do have the Colts. Like I said, they're on pretty much the bottom of my list. They're barely here, and another bad game, and they're gonna fall off my list real fast, buds. Like I gave you a lot of benefit of the doubt with how well you played the first half, but this back half has been atrocious.
Number 8, the Bills.
All right.
I didn't have them a whole hell of a lot higher than you, but I had them a little higher.
You had 1 spot higher.
Yeah, pretty much.
I'm just concerned with the Bills, just in general.
Yeah, and I have them here for the same reason.
They're really good at stomping the people below them, but anybody that's supposed to be a tough opponent, they just, for whatever reason this year, they can't measure up. Yeah, I don't get it. At number 7, I have the Packers. Ew. But they are playing well in this back half, and if they keep playing well, they'll keep climbing.
At number 7, I have the Niners. Despite all the injuries, you're still good?
At number 6, I have the Niners, because, yeah, they're somehow still playing well. I don't know. It's weird.
At number 6, I have the Packers. Because but yeah?
All right, fair enough. At 5, I have the Seattle Seahawks. You beat up on a pretty weak opponent. Congratulations.
At 5, I have the Seahawks. You blanked the Vikings with undrafted free agent Max Prosper.
Yeah,
please try not to twist your arm out of your socket, patting yourself on the back.
Pretty much. At number 4, I have the Rams. You lost to the Panthers. You are going to take a hit in my list for doing that. I still think you're a really good team, and I think you don't deserve a big hit, but you do still deserve a hit.
At number 4, I have the Rams for the exact same reason. What are the chances our top 5 are the same?
And we'll see. Number 3, I have the Bears. Because the Bears.
At number 3, I have the Broncos. Because you can't move up only winning by 1 point in overtime to the fucking Commanders when they don't have Jaden Daniels.
Listen, I've gotten past that because at this point, I don't care. You're winning football games.
I know they are, but no.
I can look past that shit. I don't care. The win is what's important at the end of the day. At number 2, just to spite them for their fucking terrible play, I have the Patriots. I refuse to let them sit at 1 for that fucking awful game.
I understand. At number 2, I have the Bears, because the Bears.
Yeah, I put the Broncos at 1. I don't care.
I put the Pats at 1
Like,
because they're obviously the best team
no,
probably
they
in
should
football
be
right now.
number 1. That game was disgusting. And
I
just
totally
I can't reward
understand.
that behavior.
I totally understand what you mean, but I'm not
I actually
looking at
debated on just taking them completely off the list, but I didn't feel like that was entirely fair. So
obviously not.
you just lose 1 point, fucking assholes.
No, I get where you're coming from on that, but at the same time, I'm looking at it going, yeah. But is that indicative of how they've played all season? No.
I know, that's why I said it's only for the 1 week. Like, if I was gonna do this as like a full season ranking, they'd be the clear number ones.
Yeah. Alrighty. So, week 14. Are you ready?
Yeah, I guess.
We start Thursday. The Cowboys travel to Detroit to take on the Lions.
I don't want to pick the Cowboys, but I think they will win. No.
I actually agree with you. They've been playing really good recently. They're hot. Pickens is hot. Yeah.
Yeah.
Starting on Sunday, the Commanders will travel to the frozen wastes of Minnesota to take on the Vikings.
Yeah, I mean, listen. This should be a winnable game for both teams, but quite frankly, I don't know if either one of them wants to win this game. I will lean Commanders despite not being very happy about it.
I will do the same because I don't know if JJ's going to be back and if Brosmer's...
They did confirm he's back.
Okay, well, even still.
They already confirmed he's starting, yeah. That's what I was going to say. I don't think it makes much of a difference.
It doesn't.
Outside the fact that he'll somehow throw less interceptions.
The Dolphins travel to New Jersey to take on the Jets.
That's a tough one, actually, because the Jets sometimes play well, and the Dolphins sometimes play well, and then sometimes they both suck. I don't know. I think I'll give the nod to the Dolphins.
I'll take the Jets. Why not?
It's a weird one.
Yeah. The Steelers and broken Aaron Rodgers travel to Baltimore to take on the Ravens and broken Lamar Jackson.
I was going to say broken Lamar, too. Wow. And broken Derek, because I don't know what happened to him last game.
They just didn't give him the football?
He also didn't play very well when he did have it, so I don't know. I'll still lead Ravens, though. I think they still have a better chance.
I agree. I think Lamar is less broken than Aaron.
And also less old.
There's that, too. The New Orleans Saints travel to Tampa Bay to take on the Buccaneers. And partially broken Baker Mayfield.
Yeah, I was going to say, unfortunately broken Baker. There is a world where the Saints win this, but I still think the odds lie in Tampa.
I agree. The Colts travel to Florida to take on the Jaguars in what might just decide the AFC South.
All right, Colts, you have to win. If you don't win, you're falling off my top 10, and we all know how important that is. So the Colts have to win this game.
I will take the Jags to beat the Colts. Go Duval.
Duval. As one
the Tennessee Titans travel north to Cleveland to take on the Browns.
Oh, that's going to be a bad game for both sides.
I'm probably going to watch it if only for the comedy.
Oh, man. Because as much as I want to be like, oh, the Titans actually have a better offense, but they're going up against that fucking defense. And Cam Ward's already one of the most sacked quarterbacks in the league. Can you imagine Myles Garrett? Jesus Christ. He's going to have like 4 sacks.
Yeah. He might break the sack record in that game alone.
And then you look at the other side and you look Browns defense or Browns offense. can't barely move the ball against a mediocre defense. And the Titans have, well, to be blunt, a fairly mediocre defense. So I have no idea what's going to happen in this game. I have no idea. I'll leave it. I'm going to be weird. I'm going to pick the Browns only because of their defense. I think their defense will score them all of their
actually
touchdowns.
agree because we did have the one game where they played the Raiders, who have, let's be honest, a mediocre to poor defense, and they actually put up 24 points on them.
Yep.
The Seahawks will travel to the dirty south of Atlanta to take on the Falcons. Bird-on-bird violence.
Poor Falcons. It'll be the Seahawks.
Yeah, I don't think there's much of a question there.
No.
In the true test since he's been back, Cincinnati will travel over to the frozen north of Buffalo to take on Josh Allen and the Bills.
Listen, it's most likely going to be the Bills, but I'm still picking the Bengals.
I will take the Bills.
In Joe Burrow, we trust.
The Broncos will travel to Sin City to take on the Raiders.
I mean, listen. It's gonna be the Broncos, but it's gonna be one of those games where you look at it and go, "How the fuck did you almost lose that again?"
Exactly.
The Raiders, fuck.
The Bears will leave the confines of Soldier Field in Chicago to take on the Packers at Lambeau.
That'll be a real test of the Bears, to be honest with you. I'm still taking the Bears, but that'll be the real test.
I'm taking them too. If they win that game, they're going to take the North.
Yep.
After disappointment last week, the Rams leave the confines of Los Angeles to go to the desert and face off against the Cardinals.
Well, it'll be a nice comeback game to just smack around the Cardinals for a while.
Should be.
Yeah. Rams are definitely winning that
On
game.
Sunday Night Football, the Houston Texans leave the confines of Houston and travel to Kansas City to take on the Chiefs and Patrick Mahomes.
Listen, I like the Texans. I don't like the Chiefs. But I just have a weird feeling that the Chiefs are going to win that game.
I do too, unfortunately. And finally, the Eagles will leave the Link in Philadelphia to go to SoFi Stadium in Los Angeles and take on the Chargers.
Would it be weird to say that I think the Chargers are actually going to win that game?
No, because I agree with you. I have no faith in the Eagles anymore.
No, I don't either. The last couple of games I've been just
That's
like,
why
what
they're
the
not
fuck's
even in
going
my
on?
top 10 anymore.
Yeah, they dropped off mine too. I was just
Yep.
like, I don't know what the fuck you are anymore.
I have no idea what they are. All right. Let's talk NHL power rankings. We do have a record to get to, but we'll get there when we get there. And we'll talk about whose record it is. Starting down at number 10, just barely hanging on by their fingernails, the New Jersey Devils with 33 points. You are just barely hanging on. Of course, you don't have Jack Hughes right now. He is out and injured, so that probably has something to do with your woes. At number 9, we have the Anaheim Ducks, who after starting really hot, they only have 33 points. They aren't looking great anymore. They're 5-5 in their last 10. And it doesn't help that they lost their hotshot goaltender, Lucas Dostal, to an injury. Number 8, the Vegas Golden Knights with 32 points. I don't know what Vegas is anymore. Are they good or are they bad? I can't tell. Number 7, and making their first appearance on this list since I've been doing it, I think, the Philadelphia Flyers with 31 points. They've been hot to trot lately. They've really been streaking, and they're doing some good things. Number 6, the perennial, the always here, Carolina Hurricanes with 34 points. I don't know what else to say about them. They're always on the list. Number 5, the suddenly come back to life, shocked by their own name, Tampa Bay Lightning, with 34 points. You know, shocked them back to life. Sorry, I'm trying. Number 4, with the league's all-time goal-scoring champion, who has now joined the 900 goals club, the Washington Capitals, with 34 points. And of course, I'm talking about the Great Eight, Alexander Ovechkin. At number 3, the stars at night are big and bright. The Dallas Stars with 39 points. Number 2, the Minnesota Wild with 35 points. They are absolutely goalieing people right now, and that's the record. Rookie goalie Jesper Wallstedt, the Wall of St. Paul. In 10 wins, he has 5 shutouts. That's a record. We haven't seen numbers like that since the 60s.
Having a good game, or a good season, I should say.
The funniest part is, for Team Sweden, they could end up with a combo of the 2 Minnesota Wild goaltenders, Gustafsson and Wallstedt. Because they're both playing...
Wall.
They're the Gus Bus and the Wall of St. Paul. And they are absolutely just on fire right now. 2 of the best goaltenders in hockey at this point. And number 1, a team that lost to the number 2 team, and it's their only loss in like 20-something games. The Colorado Avalanche with 44 points. Beat them in the shootout. Yeah, they got goalied. The Wild are that team. They have great goaltending. They're 1 and 2. They do not have 1 and 2. They have 1A and 1B, and they are now splitting the net about 50-50. And both of them can get shutouts. Both of them are great in the net, and they are absolutely dominant. And the Colorado Avalanche have one of the most dominant teams in the NHL this year. Their offense is impeccable. They always
fucking do it.
Oh yeah, like they had a few years there around the Matt Duchene era. They were a little
quiet, yeah.
The Matt Duchene era where they were absolutely terrible. But then they traded Duchene and got a haul for him and turned that into McKinnon and a bunch of other stuff and surged right back up. Fucking hate the Avalanche. Every time, man. Yeah. But that is our power rankings for right now. The Wild sit very comfortably in the number 2 spot on my list. I am quite happy with their recent games. I watched them. They beat the Oilers last night 1-0. For Wallstedt, again, that's his 5th shutout in 10 wins. And you're shutting out Leon Draisaitl and Connor McDavid, okay? It's not like it's easy to do. So, yep. I am highly impressed with this team right now. They didn't start well in October. They looked slow. They looked like crap. They were one of the worst teams in hockey, and then they got a couple of guys back, and the goaltenders found their groove, and ever since then, the Wild have been on fire. So, I got nothing else.
Adam Thielen got cut.
From the Steelers already?
No, he got cut from us. We never talked about that.
Oh, yeah, we didn't. Adam Thielen was cut by his own request from the Vikings and was picked up by the Steelers. And Darius Slay was cut from the Steelers by his own request and got picked up by the Bills. Yep. Those are things that happened.
Those are things that happened.
Apparently, Thielen wanted to play for a contender, but how are you going to do that when you've got bricks on your hands this season?
I was going to say, the fact that the contender you went to is the Steelers.
That should say everything we need to know.
All right, bud. And he's also confirmed that this is his last and final season, and he just wanted to play for a contender for his final season. All right, bud.
All right, bud. Good luck.
Good luck in that potential one playoff game again. Enjoy.
Yep. We'll see.
Might not even make it to that, my guy. Might not even make it to that.
Anyway, I got nothing else, and if you got nothing else...
No, that's it. That's
that's
the
it.
last thing I wanted. Just wanted to make fun of Adam Thielen. Don't get me wrong, he's going to always be a great Viking, but Jesus Christ, your decision-making at the back end here has been a little suspect, my guy.
If you appreciate what we do, if you like what we've done here, please give us a like, please give us a subscribe, hit the thumbs up, let us know that you care, and that way we can keep making content for you guys. I may have to move this eventually. We'll have to start with this. Maybe more people will hear it.
I doubt it.
I doubt it.
You don't have that many followers.
We don't.
Me.
I'd like to get more, but me.
Man,
Anyway, for everybody else, and even out of the followers we have, we've got 32 followers and we get like 6 views.
just please, you two butt faces, just watch the videos. Watch the videos, please.
At any rate, ladies and gentlemen, we do appreciate what we appreciate you. We believe in you. Put your mind to something. We know you can get it done. We believe in you. You just need to believe in yourself. What we'll say here is, until we see you next week, stay bearded. Peace out. Patty cake, baker's man. Bake me a cake as fast as you can.